the direction's about right, but I'm surprised that you're not better on the vertical. So the reflection angle is coming down in a fairly high angle. There must be a couple of 2 or 3 bounce kind of contact. Name's Don, Denmark, Ontario, Norway. You have that correct. And we're located just south of Cape Kennedy on the east coast of Florida. Just south of Cape Kennedy on the east coast of Florida. So back to you there, John, over in the Echo India Whiskey Z4 Golf.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Don, all received. Whiskey Zulu 4 Golf, Oscar November 8, Echo India. Nice to speak to you. I think it's for the first time. Local time here, Don, it's coming up to before 10 minutes before 10 o'clock in the evening. I have the early shift, which means I get out of bed at about 4 o'clock. So I'm going to be closing down in the next short while. But just to give you a quick rundown on the station, the radio is a Hermes Light. I'm not sure if you know that radio. The power is 500 watts from an ACOM 1200S, and the antenna is a Moxon Dawn. Over.
Oh, a Moxon! Oh, I love that antenna. That's a wonderful antenna. I wish I had one. If I were going to put one up, that would be my selection, my choice. That would be my choice. But here I'm just running on wire antennas at the moment. This is just 2 dipoles between trees. They're side to side, half-wave dipoles and fed in phase. So it picks up a little gain, but it's fairly high angle radiation, as you can understand. But your antenna sounds great. Yeah, I'm envious of that Moxon. I've wanted one of those for years. I just like the shape of it, and the performance is great. It's it's just about as good as a 3-element Yagi, very close. So it sounds like it's working well for you. Here the time is a lot later or earlier, I guess you can call it. I think we're running here about local time 3:50. You're running 9:50. We're running 3:50. So I guess we're about 6 hours apart. So, yeah, that's an early day you have coming up, an early day. So I never had a job that early. Most of my jobs were about 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. But, well, you've got an early day coming. Back to you there, John. Oscar November 8, Echo India, Whiskey Zulu 4 Golf.
Yeah, Roger, all copied, Don. Yes, that's every other week. I'm up at 4 o'clock. And then when I'm on the other week, which is next week, I'll get out of my bed at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll go down and have the porridge, and then I'll come back and work a few stations in VK, do about 2 hours out in the garden, have my lunch, and then I'll go to work, and I'll be expected at work at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll leave work at around 10 o'clock in the evening. So it's a shift system, and I've been in the same place for the last nearly 30 years. Over.
Wow. WZ4G Echo India, Whiskey Zulu 4 Germany. For me, that would be very difficult to switch times that far, that often every week. Wow. I admire you for being able to do that. So we'll be thinking about that when I don't have to get up and go to work again. So I am retired here, so past time of having to meet a schedule, although I'm always up by about 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. is about my normal time to get up. Just never wanted to sleep late. I always like to get up early, and I had some coffee before the XYL gets up, and then we have some more coffee. So yeah, that's about all I do in the morning is drink coffee. So I'm a coffee fanatic. But yeah, here VK's here come in around our local time of starting pretty soon now, another hour or two, and so that's about when we start here in VK. And I chat with those occasionally every week, I guess. I try to jump in and say hi. But Here we're running homebrew amplifier, a homemade amp with a GS35 tube and little ICOM 7300. So back to you there, John. ON8 Echo India Whiskey Z4 Golf.
Yeah, Roger on that, Don. And Don, you know, I came back into the hobby in 2019, and at that stage the ICOM 7300 was all the go. So I started with that. I still have it in the shack. I don't use it really anymore, but I have plans for it. I might bring it down to Morocco, where I have another location, and I could set it up there and leave it there. But I'm on and I'm not sure if you're familiar with some of these little SDO radios. This one is a Hermes Lite, so it's similar to the Apache Labs Anan, but it's probably a tenth of the price. It's a 5-watt QRP radio, but the amplifier is giving it a nice boost. I'm looking on my meter now on the screen. It's about 3 watts, and I'm getting about just under 600 watts, Dawn, over.
Yeah, wow, it's really doing well. Must be a solid state amp. And this my amp is still the old-fashioned tube. I have a lot of these old tubes left over from my many decades of playing with radios, and so I just build those. I'm a retired RF engineer, electronics, and so I like building things. So I build amps. Most of the time I build them and take them apart and build another one. So I've built about 25. The one I'm using now is back a ways. I think it's about number 19. And it's using that big Russian tube, the GS35. I have 2 or 3 of those. They're fine too. They don't have a lot of gain, but you have to drive it at about 100 watts to get full power out of it. That's the only negative. And if I had your amplifier, I would have too much power. So I don't know. That's crazy. It's got a lot of gain. I had no idea they built that much gain into them. And I think you said it was Macom. But yeah, I'm familiar with both of those other radios you mentioned, the Hermes and the Anon, and I hear quite a few of those more and more lately than used to be. But the digital radio is the way it's going today, and everybody seems to be moving to the DNR kinds of radios, or SDR, I meant to say SDR. So good deal on that. It sounded great. The audio is very clear, by the way. The audio is very clear and distinct. No problem whatsoever. Let's see, the other thing. Oh, I was going to ask you about the antenna. Do you have it on a rotator, or do you just point it in one direction? Tell me more about your Moxon there, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, the Moxon is it's part of a 10-element 5-bander. It's a very small antenna as antennas go. It's 20 down to 10 with all the other bands in between. The boom is about 5 meters long, but there's 10 elements on it. And it's from OptiBeam, and it's up on my mast. It's about 14 meters above the ground. So I think in old money, it's probably about maybe 45, 46 feet above the ground, over.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's a good height. That gives you a big major lobe, but don't have too much reflection straight up, on 20 at least. But that's good. I did not realize Moxon lost my train of thought. I was not aware that that company created or sold a multi-band Moxon. That's very unique, I think. I don't hear that too often. But that's very interesting, and I'm glad it works so well, I guess. I've never tried simulating that on an antenna program, but that'd probably be quite a challenge to get all that to go together and bands not mess one another up. That's very cool antenna, and you got it from a good place. Those antennas everybody I talk to that has them, very reliable and rugged. That's the key thing here. Here in Florida, we need rugged. And we get these winds, sometimes it'd be 100 miles an hour if a hurricane comes by. So that's a terrible wind. So that's the kind of antenna we would need. So back to you, and it sounds great. I wouldn't change a thing. WZ4G.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it seems to have worked out well. Now, those radios, they take a little bit of, as you know, it doesn't work out of the box, and it's running on the Theta software. So I had help from before I got the Anan radio. I had help from people in the UK and people in North America. I did some planning and the whole lot, and it worked out well. And then I got the Hermes Light, and my son, who is he's on his last year of computer science applied, he helped me, and he set it up that I have the Hermes on the left side of the shack, and I have the Anan on the right side. So whatever radio I want to use on the day, I switch between, but they're all on the one PC. Now the output on the Anan is 100 watts, and with that one I also have a solid state amp coming from VK, so that works out well. So whatever mood takes me, I can use one radio or the other. Dawn, over.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Sounds like an excellent design. And you're very lucky to have a son who's majoring in computer science. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of I'm a latecomer on that. I play with computers and all of that sort of thing, but when I retired, that was really not too big a thing. We had computers, of course, but it wasn't integrated into the circuitry as much as it is today. Now, really, everything is signal processing. You just have an ASD converter and the rest is software. So it's very challenging and very flexible. You do a lot of different things. The only issue I have with the SDR is in like my Icon 7300. If there's a lot of strong signals on the band, I will sometimes have to kick in the attenuator to keep everything turning to garbage. The ASD just starts overdriving, and once that happens, you have nothing but trash. So every once in a while, the band will be so hot that you'll have to use the attenuator. Or switch radios. I have my old Kenwood 590 right beside of me. So like you, all I have to do is turn the power switch on and throw one switch, and it's got its own mic, and on with that one. So I've done that a couple of times when the band gets really jammed and really noisy. I'll switch over to the Kenwood. People do not like the audio as good as the Icon. I get lots of comments about how good the audio is on the Icon. And I've never listened. I mean, I hear them all the time, and they sound great. But I'd like to hear somebody that has the same receiver or transceiver set up as I do, so I can hear the other way. But that's the way it is. Anyhow, it's been nice chatting with you again here, and at least the first time, I think. I don't recall your call sign before. I'm generally pretty good at remembering call signs. Sometimes I use a logbook, but my computer's in another room, so I'm not going to go look right now. I'll check it after a while. So I'm going to say 7-3, shut down for a while, and I've got some paperwork to do, so I best get that done. And thank you very much for the call. It's nice to make your acquaintance, John. Congratulations on your nice sounding equipment. Absolutely sounds beautiful. And I'm still getting you better on the horizontal than on the vertical. So it's multi-bounce today, I think. OMA Echo India Whiskey Z4 Golf.
Yeah, Roger on that, Don. Yeah, lovely transmission there. By the way, Don, just before you go, have a look at the QRZ page of a good pal of mine over on your side. and he is Whiskey Alpha 3 Ocean. And you'll be amazed at his amplifier. It's a solid state that he built himself, water cooled. 1 watt in gives him a kilowatt. Over.
Okay, I have talked to him before, but I did not look at the web page. I will do that. Very interesting. But I recognize that call just because it's a very unique call, WA30. So I've talked to him a time or two, and I had not realized he built that. So I'll go look at that. Thank you for the hint there. I appreciate it. Over.
Yeah, Roger. And no, he's a terrific guy. He's very nice. He's very helpful. And one more thing about him, he had the Anand, the one that I have, the 7000. He bought the Hermes Light. He was so amazed with the Hermes Light, he sold the Anand directly. Over.
Wow, that's something to know right there. I did not realize that. I'll have to make a note of that. I might want to get one of those and start learning. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I have to say, Don, I think you'll probably get it for about maybe $350 or just under $400. Now, I know there is a little bit of things happening on your side, but they're a terrific radio, great fun, and I know you will love it. Over.
Yeah, that does sound like interesting. That's certainly in a budget area that I would enjoy playing with. So thank you for the hint on that, and made a note here of it. And I will go when I spend my computer time this evening. I'll dig around and look at that equipment, see what it looks like. So 7-3s, and thank you for all the good information. Over.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, well, Don, lovely to speak with you, and maybe we'll speak soon another time. But if I hear you again on the bands, I'll certainly give you a call, and we can pick it up. Have a nice evening from Belgium, and till the next time, Don. Whiskey Zulu 4 Golf, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Bye from Belgium, Don. Over.
Okay, Oscar. Excuse me. Oscar November 8 Echo India, WZ4 Golf, returning and saying very good evening and get a good night's sleep. You got an early day tomorrow, so good luck with that. And nice to make your acquaintance. Pleasure is all mine, sir. Have a great day from WZ4G, Awful Clear and QRT.
Yeah, bye, Don. Thank you.